I'm gonna tell you a story that you don't know about you. So Jermaine came to a seminar like this 4 years ago? 4 years ago. And Jermaine came, and Jermaine was already a successful investor. I don't know how many doors he had at that point. It was over 100. Was it over 200? Over 100 at that point. In Fall River, mainly New Bedford, right? Mainly New Bedford. And he came, and he's partners with his uncle. And him and his uncle did everything. They grew that business together. And he came to a 3-day event that I had. And at that time, we were charging $60,000 for our coaching program. And I remember getting to know Jermaine and thinking he's a great candidate. Like, I knew I could help him. And Jermaine was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sign up. And then his uncle said no. His uncle didn't want to spend the money, right? Now, his uncle wasn't there, but his uncle said he didn't want to spend the money. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, I really want to work with Jermaine. And again, you don't even know this. I like to not tell people nice things face to face. I like to wait till years later when we're on a stage and make it really weird. But I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, I just signed up somebody that paid me $60,000 that has no motivation, that I have no excitement to help. Because I knew they weren't going to do anything. And I've got this guy here who I know that whatever I recommend, he's going to implement. So whatever it was like a month later, I reached out to you. I go, dude, just join my brokerage and I'll help you. And that's part of how this all kind of came about with doing these 3 options, which is like, he couldn't do the $60,000 because his uncle wasn't on board with it. But I'm like, I know I can help this person. I want to help this person. And so I said, let me figure out a scenario that it's a win-win for both of us. And can you just kind of give like a high-level overview of kind of, honestly, and I know I didn't prep you for this, but like, what has your experience been like?
Yeah. It was about 4 years ago. So I knew I wanted to get into flips. We started with the multis. We were able to build up a good amount of portfolio. But the day-to-days, I was still, financing. You think you have all these units, you don't necessarily, at the time, we were cash flowing as much, so I needed something to provide for my family. So that's where, out of necessity, I started getting into the fix and flips, and I wanted the system. I was working with another gentleman at the time. It wasn't going well. Came to Tom's 2-day event, and I was like, great, this is what I need. And Tom pretty much broke everything down. It's like, and that's what you need. So you get stuck in mud, you just need someone to tell you what to do. And it was step by step by step. And pretty much I implemented everything he said over 4 years, and we just pretty much exploded. Like, obviously, would I pay that $60,000 now? Then and some. Probably what he's taught me, I probably made over $1 million or more, probably more, and just implementing the things that he's taught me. So it's been amazing. I kind of feel bad. I reach out to him sometimes on Sundays, Saturdays. He always gets back. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad, but it really helps, and we enjoy our talks, and it's been invaluable. I've already hired some guys. They're here, so I took them out of the day-to-day for our project so they could come up here because I knew how important it was. So they're here with us, and we're building the business, and it's just pretty much me and them, and we're doing some great things, and I owe a lot of it, almost all of it, to Tom. So he's been great.
So the only thing I would disagree with you there is you definitely don't owe it all to me, because it really takes 2 parties. And I've coached and mentored a lot of people that did nothing. And I mean nothing. Like, I tell them to walk 2 feet ahead, they go 2 feet backwards, right? So I want to be just clear about this. Like, this only works if you plug in and ask questions. And Jermaine, again, it's like funny because I am very happy when Jermaine texts me. Like, this is the thing that, you guys don't realize is like, I value my real estate friends because I love talking about real estate. But Jermaine really does almost exactly to a T. And again, it's not like I'm his boss. It's not like he doesn't have to do everything that I suggest or recommend. But we go back and forth on different things. And some stuff I'm sure he listens to what I said, and then, maybe it doesn't work for him for whatever reason. But all of this stuff can be done, and the thing about Jermaine is he's an implementer. Like, he takes action. Like, he doesn't, sit around. He just does stuff. And, would you say that you were, how many units do you have now?
We're about 120, we're starting to sell them, so we've been selling them, and I've been taking that to implement more in the fix and flips, but I'm also looking to get larger units, is what we're looking at next step.
Who here would like to have 120 units? Now, again, another thing that, that you guys really honestly don't know is, like, Jermaine and me, we have a similar background. Like, you didn't grow up with a lot, right? And you see it, right? And again, you can notice this quickly. He has the fire. And would you say that, you were special in any way? That, like, you had any, like, unique abilities that allowed you to do any of these things?
No. Again, probably when I started, probably $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 in debt. No family members, no family that did anything in real estate. Just read a book and just wanted more. Didn't want to struggle financially like my parents did, day to day. So I needed to be that person for my family.
Very similar story.